today we're back again with another recipe video. So today we're going to be making the red Thai curry bowl that I was talking about. So basically we're just going to go through some of the ingredients that you need. It takes about like 15 minutes, like maybe 15-20 minutes to do everything all together, like prep and cook. But also keep in mind that I already like prepped some of the vegetables beforehand, just because it's easier to do throughout the week and just like cook it up and saute it and all that stuff. So if you want to learn the recipe, just stay tuned. Okay, so getting into the ingredients that you're gonna need. You're gonna use wheat-free tamari. You can also use soy sauce as well. Every time the phone goes off. You can also use soy sauce. I just prefer wheat-free tamari because it's less sodium, gluten-free, organic soy sauce. The next ingredient you're going to need is olive oil. I need to get more. The next ingredient that you're going to need is rice vinegar. You can use the plain rice vinegar or seasoned rice vinegar, doesn't matter. So this is the key ingredient for the recipe, obviously. I use the Thai Kitchen red curry paste, and I already looked this up and it is vegan friendly. The ingredients include red chili, garlic, lemongrass, galangal, Thai ginger, salt, shallot, coriander root, kaffir lime leaf, and that's about it. And it is also gluten-free for anyone who has a gluten-free tolerance, but it is pretty spicy, so this is all that I use for like the spicier side of the Thai curry bowl. So the next item that you're going to need, this part I already did. I already chopped up everything just to save myself time. So in here is chopped up Brussels sprouts and portobello mushrooms. There's about 4 chopped up like large portobello mushrooms in here, 6 to 7 large Brussels sprouts in there. I just threw it in there, and yeah. So the next ingredient that you're going to use, I just put just plain old red kidney beans. I use this for added protein, obviously because beans are a good source of protein. Any beans, chickpeas, lentils, any type of legume. The last thing that you're going to need for the Thai curry bowl, if I can get this open, is quinoa. Still have a little bit of quinoa left that we're going to use over, but we're going to cook some new quinoa as well, just to mix everything together. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make the sauce for the red Thai curry bowl. Super simple, 4 ingredients. Oh, that's a lie. Oh shoot, I also said that you're going to need brown sugar as well. Sorry about that. You're also going to need brown sugar, but I'll just like link everything below so you guys know. So 5 ingredients that you're going to need to make the Thai curry bowl. Get a bowl, obviously. You can use, for this recipe, I do recommend using like, what do you call these? Measuring tablespoon things? Oh, what do you call these? I think these aren't measuring cups. I don't know what these are called. But I recommend using this because I feel like if you add a little bit too much of each ingredient, it will kind of throw off the taste and the balance of the sauce in general. So starting off, we're going to start off with our red Thai curry paste. So we're going to need 2.5 tablespoons of this. So that's it for that. So the next thing that we're going to do is 1.5 tablespoons of wheat-free tamari. So we're going to take our olive oil and do 1.5 tablespoons of this as well. So the last ingredient that we're going to use is the rice vinegar, and we're going to be using 2.5 teaspoons of this. So we're going to use 2 teaspoons of the organic brown sugar. I usually like the bowl to be a little bit more like savory than sweet. So I just take like a spoon. So I take about like, a little bit less than like half of the spoon. Okay, so this is basically what it looks like so far. You're just gonna mix everything together. Okay, and this is what it should kind of look like. Kind of looks like ketchup if you really look at it. Yeah, and that's the consistency that you want. Okay, so the next step that we're gonna do is we're gonna cook our quinoa. The stove isn't on right now, but I added 2 cups of water, and then once the water is boiling, I'm just gonna add in the 1 cup of uncooked quinoa. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna set your stove to a medium-high heat and just wait for the water to boil. Okay, so now that the water is boiling, you're just gonna add your 1 cup of quinoa and just dump that in there, kind of like evenly distribute it. And then you're gonna lower the heat to kind of like not a low simmer, but like a little bit lower than the medium-high heat. And you're just gonna wait until that cooks. Okay, so next, we're just gonna prep our pan. Don't worry, this isn't hot, the stove isn't on. So you're just gonna take it into kind of like a medium-high heat, wait for that to warm up, and once it's warm, you're gonna add your olive oil into there. Quinoa's cooking, we're gonna take our chopped portobello mushroom and our chopped Brussels sprouts. To approximate, there's probably about 2 cups of chopped portobello mushrooms and about 1 cup of chopped Brussels sprouts. So we're just gonna put this in the pan once it's hot. Shake it out. I shake about like half. That's not even half. That's probably all of it. So then you're just gonna stir it around and saute it for about like 7 to 8 minutes until the Brussels sprouts get a little bit tender and the mushrooms start to evaporate and lose a little bit of their moisture. So at this point, again, I like to add a little bit of lime juice, half of a lime, to give it a little bit more of like a citrusy taste. So we're gonna take half of our lime and squeeze that. And then I take a little bit of nutritional yeast, sprinkle that around for a little bit of extra B12. I'm gonna mix that all together and just cook it down. So at this point, you can see that the mushrooms and the Brussels sprouts are starting to get more tender than they were before. So we're gonna just lower our heat down to kind of like a low simmer. And then we're gonna take our red kidney beans and just add a little bit of that. Probably like it's basically up to you with this part of how much, you know, ingredients like vegetables and red kidney beans that you want it added into it. Around and continue cooking. Only cook this when the red kidney beans are in there. Just cook it for an additional 2 minutes because you don't want the red kidney beans to become mushy and gross within the bowl. Cook that for 1 to 2 minutes. You're just gonna turn that off, but then leave the pan on the stove so that it can like saute a little bit more. So once the quinoa is done cooking, you're just obviously gonna turn off the stove, which I did. I'm just gonna let that stay for about 2 minutes and let all the moisture really soak into the quinoa. The quinoa that we used, well, that we prepped about 2 days ago because we don't want to waste food. So we're just gonna finish off, you know, the extra quinoa that we had in here. Throw all that in there. We're gonna turn back on the stove, but to a very low heat. Oops, wrong way. Ultra low. Break that down. Then we're gonna take our cooked quinoa. I took 3 spoonfuls. Well, like kind of like a quarter of a spoonful. So then you're just gonna mix this all together first. Okay, so once everything's well incorporated and mixed, and it kind of looks like this, so you can see that like the quinoa, the beans, and the Brussels sprouts and the mushrooms are all mixed in together good. You're gonna take your sauce, and you're only gonna pour in half right now. So take that. Leave the other half right now. Set it aside, and you're just gonna mix that in together. So it kind of looks a little bit red in color. You're just gonna add the remaining sauce. I'm gonna just like do this off camera and get like all that extra sauce at the bottom. Once you got all the sauce in, you're just gonna continue to mix it all together, and I'll show you what it should look like. The finished product. Product should look like this. It definitely doesn't show how red it is on camera, but as you can see, definitely redder than it was before. So once this is done, you're just gonna turn off the heat. And yeah. Okay, so that should be your finished product. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that quick, simple, easy recipe. This is probably my go-to recipe whenever I'm really busy during the week. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and have an awesome, amazing day.